Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The fans are filling the seats in San Antonio, the site of our broadcast, and where the Spurs will be going up against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, their last game marked their first win of the season, and it was a long time coming. They opened the year with 9 straight losses.
Hey, DJ. Hey, listen. Local radio station says your outside shot is off.
These local radio station people think they know everything about basketball.
Hold on. Don't worry. I took care of it, DJ Hot Take. I called in. I gave him an earful, piece of my mind. I let him know. Go make me proud.
Boo, boo.
I got you.
My man.
Let's name a man. Same father as the first one you don't give a damn.
Okay, fans. We've got Super Kevin walking around all the stadium with a loud voice. So make yourself heard and it's up. Folks, don't forget to come on to the game. Here it is. After 10 years without no excuses. Baby mascot.
Positive to a negative. For the woman a master. Mother queens rise in the chapter.
Reminder that you don't
When they reminisce over you, my dog. When I dig back, I recall a man off the family tree. My right hand, Papa Doc, I see. From a boy to a man, so I always had a father with my biological baby mama. Taking care of this.
Let's meet the visiting team, the Chicago Bulls. At the point guard, Jared Grant. At center, Cristiano Felicio. At small forward, Quincy Connect. At the other forward position, Lowry Markkinen. At the other guard position, Zach Levine. The head coach of the visiting team is Fred Hoiberg.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. We're in San Antonio. The Spurs with home court playing here at the AT&T Center. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
And keep in mind, just the 2-game season series. This is their final game against this group.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Murray's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. So for Chicago right now, Portis is out there with Mirotic. Then there's Brown. Then there's Wells. And it's Holiday. And at the 3, the small forward.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, we all know, Brent, you grew up in a real basketball environment. What affected watching your dad and competing against your brothers and being in that conversation at the dinner table have on the development of your playing style?
Well, I think first and foremost what comes to mind, Kevin, is just competing. And it wasn't just competing at basketball. It was wiffle ball in the backyard, soccer in the fall, baseball in the spring, Monopoly during the weekends. So anything we could get our hands on that had to do with the game, yeah, it was about that competition.
And what do you do now in retirement? What do you find to stimulate the competitive side?
Well, I beat my kids in Monopoly, I can tell you that.
Mirotic sets the screen for Wells. Mirotic the screen. Wells' shot is good. Wells has got his first basket.
And you got to admire the inside game of Wells. Terrific at getting room to get that one off.
Parker against Brown. Tries it from 9. And that one's good. Parker. The Bulls leading by 3. Pass to Wells. The dish to Holiday. Wells sets the pick for Holiday. Mirotic passes to Wells. It's good from long range. Wells has got 5.
And Wells has such a quick release. He's ready to pull as soon as the ball hits his hand.
There's a minute 47 left to play in the first. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Anderson the screen. Parker outside. Cans it from downtown. Parker's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's from beyond, guys. Right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
The tray. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist from Mirotic. Brown's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And guys, what stands out to me the most of DJ's whole journey here to the NBA is that he was discovered in a street ball competition. I don't know what kind of show he put on, but apparently it was enough to get a camp invite.
The pass to Holiday. The screen from Brown. And Holiday kicks to Mirotic. He dishes it to Wells. Just 5 on the clock. Mirotic the screen. Another 3 for Chicago. 36 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Parker kicks to Laverne. Here's the teardrop. Parker's shot is off.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
To the left wing. A fadeaway. And the Bulls, another 3.
Can't let Wells get space from anywhere, even from way beyond. This guy's a threat to score.
Murray dishes to Laverne. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Laverne's got his first points of the night. Here's Brown. And so it's Chicago, heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother, and that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, they found a little bit of space out there on the perimeter, and they have a shared confidence right now. That tends to breed some success for this team.
So for Chicago right now, we've got Nikola Mirotic around out there with Wells, and it's Portis in at the 5 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Parker passes to Laverne. They set the screen. Murray, no good.
And they continue to control the glass.
Coach Greg Popovich last season passed Jerry Sloan for the most wins with a single team. Of course, Jerry Sloan with the Utah Jazz. You might not know this, but the Spurs modeled themselves very much after the Utah Jazz system behind Stockton, Malone, and Sloan staying there for the amount of time that he did. That role model of consistency and sustained success and accountability has certainly worked in this small market in San Antonio.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's Brown, and goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
The Bulls making a switch here. Valentine's checked in. Spurs trail by 13. Murray kicks to Laverne. Fires from deep. The Spurs getting another chance here. Yep, it counts. Laverne's got his second bucket tonight.
And when it comes to rebounds, Laverne is relentless on the glass.
A shot by Wells, no good.
You love basketball. Couldn't miss in the first quarter. Now can't make it in the second quarter. Got to be eating at him just a bit.
There's a screen. To the middle. Wells with the steal. And here's the fast break. Wells leading the way. Kicks to Mirotic. Up off the screen and finished off by Mirotic.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, and some of that loss was due to a lack of hustle, especially on the defensive end.
And there are games where an opponent gets aggressive. You got to raise your level of play. They failed to do that in this one.
And the Spurs making a change here. Leonard's checked in. Well, with this break, let's check out just how the rebounding has been divided up in this game between the front and back court for the Spurs.
I mean, credit their guards. They've done a great job of crashing the backboards. The effort isn't the question, though. They've got some other questions to answer if they're going to get back in this game.
And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And just another area where Kawhi continues to improve. One of the better free throw shooters in the league now, especially at the small forward spot.
San Antonio making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Good on both. We know the importance of ball movement, Brent, but when the offense bogs down, someone needs to get it done in isolation. Could you pick anybody who you would go to?
Yes, Kevin. He plays in Cleveland.
Yes.
Or the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
And his name is LeBron James.
Ah, yes.
Have you seen him play?
James.
Yeah, I'll take that guy.
Okay, that's a good guy. that's a real good guy. Chicago shooting their fourth and fifth attempts at the free throw line tonight. That free throw good from Brown.
How about the Spurs clinching their 20th straight playoff appearance last season? An amazing run, more than twice as long as the next active streak. And the longest streak in the league was the Sixers from 1950 to 1971. I think the Spurs are going to get past them.
And Brown drops them both. And Greg Popovich tied for the longest streak of consecutive playoff appearances by a head coach.
Well, how about 18 straight 50-win seasons for Pop? Just a remarkable run of tremendous success, where you could look at maybe 5 or 6 other opportunities where the San Antonio Spurs could have won another NBA title. You realize young DeJounte Murray was still in diapers the last time that they won less.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
One shot.
Granted, is an era of shorter player contracts, sometimes with opt-outs after 1 or 2 years. Does that breed too much of a win-now mentality among teams?
Oh, so shorter contracts, Kevin, but taller players?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay, all right. You know, it's interesting the way that teams want to set themselves up. Obviously, if you have a bona fide star, you want to do what you can to lock him up and have him as part of your organization and the concrete and the foundation for what you do moving forward. But a lot of guys certainly on the move and on loan for seasons where they want to take a shot at the true contenders.
Fires for 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Parker against Brown. And Mirotic has it in the corner. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Mirotic has got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Here's Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Love the follow-up. It's as if Aldridge knows where the shot's coming from and gets himself in great position on the glass.
And here is Wells. He had 16 points in the win against Indiana. Mirotic with it. Picked up by Aldridge. From 12 feet out. Mirotic's shot is off.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Brown outside. Wells. Mirotic dishes to Wells. A second chance effort. Rebound San Antonio.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Bertans kicks to Parker. Shoots over Brown. Goes back up. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And with the emergence of Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a secondary scorer in San Antonio. Brent, how do you like him in that role?
Well, I think that's where LaMarcus Aldridge really fits best, even in his time in Portland with the tremendous offensive output he had as one of the Blazers' greatest of all time. He's sometimes not leaned upon as being the primary scorer, even though that low block basically belongs to LaMarcus Aldridge.
And he knocks down the first one.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
Markkanen, he's checked in for the Bulls. Dean comes in for Brown. Both teams will make substitutions. And so it's the Chicago Bulls sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Brown, he's checked in for the Bulls.
Brown.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Skill tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. Mills teams up with Green in the backcourt, and it's Gasol and at the pivot spot manning the middle. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Dishes it to Levine. Brown kicks to Markkanen. Here's Pondexter. He's covered by Leonard. 4 on the clock. It's Brown with the drive and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against San Antonio. Bro, we don't have a chalkboard here to draw it up, but if you could explain it, what's your favorite inbounds play when you really need a bucket?
All right, Kevin, so the guy goes to the right. He comes off the down pick, and then on the backside, you run the hammer, and you dribble to the right side. You throw along the baseline, but you're looking for the 4-man on the slip, and also the 5-man's popping back for the jump shot. Got it?
I got it. I like the run the hammer. Run the hammer. And he can't get the first one. He hits the second from the line. Spurs trail by 15. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Shoots over Pondexter. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 18 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
On the wing, Brown. Covered by Mills. Felicio, no good.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely. Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
He's made 2 of 3 from the stripe tonight. Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. DeJounte Murray comes in for Green. And Chicago also making a switch. Mirotic is checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
Mills with it. He has 5. Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Pondexter. And it's Leonard missing. The Bulls leading by 16. Brown outside. Pass to Felicio. Now Brown. 8 points for him. Here's Mirotic. Offline with his 3.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Now here's Mills. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Anderson in the post. Puts up a 3. San Antonio again missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Levine for 3, drops in the tray. Levine's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
Mirotic, the pass to Pondexter. Mills in the corner. It's hauled in by Brown.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
On the wing, Levine. Mirotic, a screen on Anderson. Off the pick. Levine can't hit.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Kept alive. Here's Aldridge. Anderson outside. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Over Pondexter. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Felicio, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Felicio's got 7 now in this quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
From 17 feet out, again, Leonard missing. Chicago leading by 21. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Chicago calls timeout. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
A different look now for San Antonio. Laverne, he's checked in for Aldridge. Davis Bertans comes in for Leonard. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And it's the Bulls with the ball. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Taking a look at the Bulls, we've got Valentine. He's out there with Nikola Mirotic. And it's Felicio in at the 5.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Murray dishes to Leonard. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
2 shots, gentlemen.
The passing of the torch in San Antonio is one of the more remarkable things about the NBA. And just as one superstar decides to retire, another one steps up and emerges as one of the best players in the league. That is Kawhi Leonard, becoming the franchise player.
The first free throw is good. And to see how far Kawhi Leonard has come as a player from his days at San Diego State to where he is now, Brent, a testament to his work ethic and the player development staff, certainly, of the Spurs.
Well, Chip England is the shooting coach in San Antonio, has worked diligently with Kawhi Leonard, even to the point where Chip gets tired that Kawhi calls him up so much. Kawhi Leonard just wants to be the best player he can possibly be and maximize that potential. Any coaching staff would be proud of a player like that.
And it's Brown missing.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Green passes to Leonard. Kept alive. Aldridge kicks to Anderson. Over the decades, the way the league has grown, phenomenal. Due in no small part to the leadership. Brent, what are some of the key traits you've seen of these two great NBA commissioners?
I think the one thing about both David Stern and Adam Silver that they have done a great job with is that they're approachable. There doesn't seem to be a time, at least in an NBA player's career, where they don't feel like they could either call the office and within maybe a day or two hear from somebody from the league office. But the fact that both David Stern and Adam Silver find their way out to arenas throughout the regular season, come to see every team, that approachability, I think, far and away sets those two gentlemen aside.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the technical free throw is good. And Justin Holiday, one of the many Holiday siblings to play hoops.
Well, he's worked hard to get here, Kevin. Went undrafted and came up through the D-League and is capable, a long wing defender who maybe with some nuance and some time put in can become more of a 3-and-D guy in the NBA.
Laverne, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. 5 on the clock, and there's the feed to Holiday. Over Green, and the Bulls with another miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Now here's Murray. He's covered by Brown. Murray kicks to Bertans. No good on the triple.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Hey, Brent, we've seen Hall of Fame players become coaches, but often it seems like the smart role player, they sustain more success in that role of head coach. Why is that?
I think, Kevin, a lot of times the role player is a conduit between both ends of the spectrum of your team. He can communicate with the star player. He can also talk to the guy who's the 12th man on the bench and make sure that both of them are getting what it is that they need to be in the best position to succeed. That's why you see a lot of players in that middle ground who do a great job of becoming NBA coaches as they understand the role of each.
And the work ethic, too, because for role players, maybe it hasn't come as easy, whereas for a superstar, it was too easy.
That's true, Kevin. And how much work do you have to do with the most talented player on your team? It's pretty specific what his role is going to be. I think a role player who ends up being a coach understands the work dynamic of the rest of the team surrounding that player to create a great positive environment around your star.
And Brown drops them both. Here's Murray. Here's Green. Anderson outside. He feeds it to Murray. Puts one up from 19. Tries again. Anderson's shot is off. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. Valentine kicks to Brown. Passes it to Felicio. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And the Bulls with another miss. And San Antonio shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Green kicks to Laverne. Pass to Bertans. Feeds it to Murray. Over in the corner, Green. There's the pick. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And Danny Green out of North Carolina, the former Tar Heel, now in his 9th season in the NBA. 8 of those seasons with San Antonio as a guy that went undrafted and then spent the last 5 seasons starting for a contender deep in the heart of Texas.
Portis, he's checked in for Felicio. Both free throws good from Green. And Danny Green averaging about 27 minutes per game last season. Believe it or not, Brent, that was 3rd highest on the Spurs.
Well, they always do it by committee. You look up and down the roster in terms of the minutes played, and not many guys even push over the 30-minute mark. And so there's a lot of responsibility and accountability for every guy on the roster to be ready every night. And Danny Green does it on both ends when he gets his minutes.
Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Mirotic, the screen. Out to the right wing. Valentine dishes to Mirotic. Brown outside. From outside, off the mark. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Now here's Murray. He's guarded closely. Here's Laverne. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. NBA official, NBA referee, Brent, has to be one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's been a lot of talk about adding an official to the court. Would that make a difference?
No, I'm thinking, Kevin, that's like asking 4 of my buddies to add a 5th guy to go out and they're all single. That means there's another guy I got to compete with. So maybe we don't have another set of eyes on the NBA game. Lots of physicality, lots of pushing and shoving. You may see more foul calling, which will slow down the tempo and the rhythm of the game. I'm not sure that's the best idea for the league.
So then adding the Secaucus and the extra eyes in New York to look at calls, I think that might take the place of adding the official.
I think the league has done a great job, Kevin, having Secaucus now have the ability to make some of those calls to help speed up what we do with regards to the replay.
And he makes both free throws. 1:24 left to play here in the fourth.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep. And that has to be a relief.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. A Brent, for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years, in some cases it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players, maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Here's Brown. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Doesn't go that time. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Bertines, the pass to Laverne, misses the layup. And it's the Bulls with the ball. The clock now can just run out for the Bulls. Brown against White. Brown outside. Fires the three and the miss. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
Man, we gave that team a beat down. They'll never forget.
Bro, they going home crying.
That's how you supposed to do it.
You game focused, boy.
You did a good job tonight, bro.
Hey, to be honest with you, I do feel a little bad, though.
Oh, don't do that. Never show or feel any empathy for your opponent.
Man, how can you not feel some kind of way after what we just did to him? We destroyed them, bro. We vaporized them. There's like ashes on the floor. I felt like I was watching a beatdown compilation video on YouTube, man.
Hey, great win tonight, guys. Look, I don't expect every shot to go in the same way every night, but if we play every game with that energy and we execute as a team, we can play anybody on any given day. Anybody, any team, I'm saying. Great win, guys. Great one.
Well, he said,
Thanks, Coach.
We beat that team down, baby.
Y'all could have did better.